Hi, Aaron Perrine, the hashtag show. Kat, Megan. Hi.
Hi,
Hello.
hi.
Congrats on the movie. We really enjoyed it. Viewing in the house last night. Kept us guessing the entire way through.
I know it
Also,
Nice.
did.
That's
I know it
good.
did.
massive vindication from my wife, who had a theory running throughout. And I'm like, you're crazy. That's not going to happen. And then
Ah,
she's like,
she was
champion.
right?
She was right.
Yeah, she was right. I can't
Oh,
say.
Okay.
good. Good on
Pretty good.
her.
First person I've
Yes.
talked to who had it
Right?
right. Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, she's gonna be elated to hear this later. She's just like the victory lap never ends. Um, so my first question for Kat, for Marley, there's like a lot of complexity to this role. There's a lot of different issues we got going on in Duplicity. Can you
Yeah.
walk us how you render such a traumatic experience and there being like a levels of gray in it for us?
Yeah, I used to really just as a person just think that things were very black and white, and then you go through losses and you deal with betrayal and you lose people, and then you realize that grief and betrayal and all of these things can be so complex and so layered and so multidimensional and so confusing, and you just try and find your way to the truth. And I think that comes with, I mean, that's the reality. Things are not just black and white. There's a lot of gray areas. Sometimes you are the best version of yourself. Sometimes you're the worst. Sometimes you take it out on your family. Sometimes you take it out on your friends.
Mm.
So there were a lot of layers. And the great thing about Tyler Perry is he put all of them in there.
Hmm.
Absolutely. And speaking of bringing your best self, me and Ariel and my wife were like laughing about like, Megan, you're having like the worst week of your life, but you're still mad put together during all of it. We're all like, I'm like, man, I've never seen a woman whose life is falling apart. Her hair would be perfect. It was great.
Right. You know what's funny is
Right.
I kind of thought that as well,
Really?
yeah. And because I finally got to like watch it, for the first time with my
Yeah.
husband, and I was even thinking that too. I was like, oh, maybe I should have like made a note of like, hey guys, maybe I should be a little bit more busted looking, but I don't know. I don't know. I
That's
mean,
so funny because
you know,
actually I've had some bad weeks and my hair looks like it. You know what I'm saying? Like it's been like,
right. Yeah,
I
yeah,
had a
yeah,
friend
looking
like last
good.
week be like, "You look like Cynthia from the Rugrats." I was
Oh,
like, "I'm
no.
off week, y'all, whatever."
So when we talk about like everything going kind of like haywire, Cynthia is such an inspired pull. Uh, how do you render someone who's going through a really tough time but still has to kind of put on a brave face for the rest of the world, right?
Yeah. So, I guess it's one of those things where, because the character is a former beauty queen, and, considering that's something that I have done in my life for a little blip, um, shout out to beauty queens, but that's kind of like a part of it, right? It's like you put on the pretty face, you have to get up on that stage and smile. Internally, there might be some other stuff going on. My character is also a newscaster. So it's like just kind of keeping that in the back of my head that like she's actually in a profession where you are always putting on.
Mm-hmm.
And so as long as that's kind of like the driving force and you're reminded of that as you're playing in the character, I mean, that's why she was looking, tippity top as she's mourning during the situation.
That
But,
makes sense.
yeah, she just knows how to keep it going.
You've got to put that Vaseline under your lip and just keep it pushing.
Yes, yeah. I mean, we've all been there. I had to do that myself a couple of weeks ago. I was like, internally, I was just like, oh my God, my life's over. But when I walked out the house, I was looking good. So
Yeah, that's not me.
it just depends. That was just that
I
week,
got no
though.
shoes
Yeah,
on.
yeah. It depends. It depends.
Well, thank you both for looking good and providing us with a great movie. Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Yay.